One of those people here at the Lowy Institute listening to the speech was Gill, the Chief Executive of the United States Studies Centre, and he joins me now. Mr. Gill, what did you think of the vision that this white paper outlined?
It's a very powerful expression, obviously, of the need for Australia to even further deepen, strengthen its connections in this part of the world. I found it to be a quite powerful set of ambitions and quite remarkable in its scope and its scale. Obviously, the devil will be in the details whether this can be done, but as a vision, it strikes me as very, very sensible and doable and necessary.
Australia being part of Asia and making the most of the opportunities available to Australia from Asia is nothing new. It's something successive governments have built on.
Indeed.
Is the white paper more important not to set a kind of pathway in which the country's already travelling, but as a signal maybe to the Asian neighbours of how seriously Australia takes it?
Obviously, two audiences here. One, I think the Prime Minister is keen to show her credentials at home and its embrace of Asia and the need for Australians to move in that direction. But yes, sending very strong signals abroad. That's the other audience. Probably wanting to send signals, for example, to such countries as Indonesia or China, with which Australia has had a contested relationships in the past, a need to try and reassure, to try and more firmly build the perceptions in the region that Australia is a part of the region and needs to be embraced as such.
Now, the United States got some coverage in the white paper. The US, of course, is part of Asia. Is this something that we're seeing a similar sort of thoughts and effort put in the United States towards the relationship with Asian neighbours, particularly the economic relationship?
Well, clearly the United States is an Asian power, deeply engaged, but it strikes me that there is not the same sort of strategic sort of effort underway in the United States to take on this sort of comprehensive approach and really understand what America's role is going to be in this region going forward. It is also striking to me, as you noted, that in the paper itself, the United States plays a relatively small role, primarily in the discussion of the security relationships for Australia in the region. But I think American readers will be struck the degree to which the United States really is a minor player in this report.
You said the devil will be in the detail. What sort of pitfalls are there in outlining such a long-term vision?
Well, there were some ambitious policy goals. For example, seeing that every primary education facility in Australia has some connection with an Asian school. That's going to take money, that's going to take expertise, that's going to take the proper networks in place and even to sustain it. It's a great idea, but it's going to take resources to achieve that. Similarly, expanding a diplomatic and economic role, making sure that a third of board members, for example, have quote-unquote deep experience in Asia. These are great ideas. How do you monitor it? How do you really build that capacity here in Australia to make sure that can happen? It's going to be tough, but certainly something that's necessary.
Gill, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.